Men. Why did your last girlfriend dump you? She was in love with her gay best friend. She told me that I was not cool enough and that since she's cool now, she can't be mine in the 6th grade. Disappointed face. Ask her. Really, I don't know why she broke up with me. We didn't really get each other communication-wise. She wanted children, I did not. We kinda dumped each other for the best. But she took more initiative to see it through. Being depressed. That's all, because she thought I was manipulating her when all I told her is she needs to see a doctor. Unfortunately, she passed away a year later and I sent my regards to her family, but I tried to warn her. What is the best song whose lyrics are straight nonsense? Yellow Ledbetter. That's like Beck's entire discography. Pries and Colonets and I Choose Our L'Adriano Celentano. Come Together by the Beatles. Great song, utter nonsense. White Zombie Thunder Kiss 65. Is Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba nonsense, or am I just missing something and projecting based on the title? Black Hole Sun always winds up stuck in my head at some point during the year. Any Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Blinded by the Light by Manfred Mann's Earth Band. The author, Bruce Springsteen, wrote it when he got a new rhyming dictionary. The End, The Doors. Funk Soul Brother. You Can Call Me Al. Every Bill Wurtz song. I Am the Walrus. What games have you literally spent most of your life playing? I play this stupid effing Jelly Crush. I'm as far as I can go and have to wait each Wednesday for the next 20 levels to come out. I'm at level 7000. I am 51 years old and cannot begin to tell you how embarrassing it was to type this out. Lol. World of Warcraft, not months, years. I had over 600 days of in-game playtime from 2004-2017 when I finally quit. The Civilization series. Pokémon. Started on my Game Boy Color when I was a preteen and have played every game since. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Been playing since I was like 10. Dungeons and Dragons. Been playing since 1980 when I was 12. Tetris. Diablo 2. Asking my wife where she wants to go eat. Minecraft. First thing I install is Doom 2 on every computer I own. What's a secret your closest friends don't know about you? Depression is overtaking my life. Therapy and meds aren't helping and I feel like a burden when talking to anyone about it. I feel like a failure as a single dad and know I'll be alone for the rest of my life. When I was 18 I made it to second base with a very good friend's mom. Everyone was hammered after a Christmas party and passed out where they could. I went into the guest house and his mom was asleep in bed. I went to the couch and she said I could get into the bed if I want. We messed around a bit and it was never spoken of again. That I hate the name Jalen. That I'm very sensitive and it's not rare for them to make me cry. I'm very insecure about a couple things and have one major regret. I've never really mentioned how much these things affect me, so I know they have no ill intentions, but sometimes when everyone is joking around someone will hit the wrong spot and my night is basically just immediately ruined. What's something that's not illegal, but you're still an asshole if you do it? Talking in movie theaters during the movie. Standing in the middle of a grocery store aisle. Gabbing with an acquaintance. Your cart's blocking everyone else. Letting your dog shit on the neighbor's lawn. Or fucking your neighbor's wife. Taking a parking spot from someone already waiting is pretty shitty. Cutting in line. Snapping your fingers to wait staff. Like the shopping cart comment. If you are in a cafe restaurant area somewhere like Costco, leaving your waste on the table instead of putting it in the bin because someone else will do it. Leaving your shopping cart in a parking space. Listening to music without headphones. Campaigning for elected office on a platform entirely made of outright lies. Literally no consequences for deceiving people into voting for them. Taking up 2 parking spots. Standing in the middle of the slidewalk. Being rude to service workers. What would you do if you won $20,000 right now? $20,000 would make a huge difference. It's not a huge sum in the grand scheme of things, but it'd alleviate a lot of financial insecurity. Eliminate most of my debt. Just throw it on the pile, I suppose. Put it towards the cost of the home I'm trying to finally buy. Give it to my friend to help him ease into his new life. Having his lower right leg amputated today. Dental. My teeth hurt. Have rent money for the next few months. Lol. You can only play one video game for the rest of your life. Which one? Age of Empires 2. New map and strategy every game. Stardew Valley. Totally replayable, and despite saying it won't be updated anymore, he keeps releasing updates, so, personally for me, Minecraft. Endless gameplay. Command and Conquer anyone will do. I'm actually contemplating getting an old PlayStation just for this game. It's one of the only games me and my brother would slam when we had to share a console. Can the whole Mass Effect series count? It is one continuous story. Like John Wick in space and the dog is all sentient life. Path of Exile. World of Warcraft. Not a big fan of the game TBH, but there is so much to do that it could possibly last the rest of my life. Civ V. OSRS. Half my life. Still seen a fraction. Already spent many years in as well, stay there. Skyrim. New Vegas. RDR2. What is the saddest movie scene ever? Artax? You're sinking Artax Artax. The scene in The Fox and the Hound when they realize they can't be friends anymore. The introduction of Up. The I could have saved more scene where Schindler has an emotional breakdown after the workers gave him a ring engraved with the quotation "Whoever saves one life saves the world entire," and was then comforted by the workers in the movie Schindler's List. The scene when Brooke hang himself in the Shawshank Redemption. It always make me cry. Simba begging Mufasa to wake up. That tiny little help. In the Interstellar movie, when Murph's age is same as her father's. It feels like a stab in the heart. His glasses, he can't see without his glasses. For me it's the dangling shoe reveal in Jojo Rabbit. I don't want to give spoilers because it's such an effective scene. But good God, do I get choked up quick. Disappointed face, crying face, crying face. What's a conspiracy with the most evidence to back it up? A hamster playing bingo determines the rotation of the approximately 30 questions on that AskReddit. I feel like Luigi probably is in Super Mario 64. We just stopped looking a little too soon. The theory that Bobby Kennedy was killed by the mafia. The government deliberately leaked false information to UFO investigators to discredit them because they were getting too close to the truth. The truth being that Area 51 was a testing grounds for spy planes and stealth aircraft and was attracting too much attention for a secret weapons facility. Jar Jar Binks is the ultimate Sith Lord. My personal favorite is that O.J. Simpson was covering for his son. It explains a lot of the weird shit in that case, like the undersized glove and why they were driving at low speeds during the chase. What's the dumbest corporate rebranding? The University of Western Sydney just recently spent millions of dollars to rebrand to Western Sydney University. Not really a rebrand, but when Oldsmobile went to the "This is not your father's Oldsmobile" campaign, they basically alienated the only group of people who actually were buying Oldsmobiles at the time. And now, nobody is buying Oldsmobiles. Tropicana removing the famous red-white straw directly into the orange imagery on branded clear glass of orange juice in a generic-looking white labeled-looking package. HBO Go, HBO Max Max. Ditching the name HBO is certainly a decision. The former UK Office of Government Commerce, which spent £70,000 on a logo redesign circa 2008. The logo was the initials OGC, which when turned 90 degrees looks like a guy having a wank. What's a song, with no lyrics, that makes you very emotional or brings you to tears? Adagio for Strings by Samuel Barber. The entire album The Earth Is Not a Cold Dead Place by Explosions in the To It Here. Claire de Lune, Moonlight Sonata. The theme from Schindler's List usually gets a couple tears out of me. A Warm Place by 9 Inch Nails. The Lord of the Rings soundtracks. Any of it. All of it. Always. The second movement of Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto always gets me, and I don't even know why I'm crying. Lol. Great Gig in the Sky, Pink Floyd. Jurassic Park theme by John Williams. You didn't know you needed this song until you hear people comment out "You're in for a ride." I present to you Kite Mansari. Technically it has lyrics, but they were seldom sang, and the song is known for the instrumental theme to MASH is Painless. What's the most beautiful place you've ever seen in person? Swiss Alps via train. Could not believe my fucking eyes. I'll only say Lake Louise, in Banff, was gorgeous. I've been all around the world and this was the only place that honestly looked like a postcard. Everywhere gasping at the view. It was literally breathtaking. I traveled to Switzerland from Italy by train. I've witnessed the most breathtaking views on the way. Glacier National Park was the most beautiful place I've seen yet. I never felt so happy just taking the views in. The Pacific Coast along Highway 1 north of SF. It's so beautiful. Redwood forests, fog, cool breeze, and the rocky beaches. I had to drive 300 miles from SF. Took me 13 hours because I kept stopping to enjoy the view. Really need to do that trip again. What TV trope was common in the not-so-distant past but is completely unacceptable today? Running through the airport to confess one's love for the protagonist. Home Alone premises. These wouldn't happen today with current security measures. Misunderstandings that can now be cleared up by a text or cell phone call. Entire episodes used to be built around people not be able to communicate with each other and just having to figure stuff out. I have doubts that a clip show episode would do well these days. These used to be made to pad out your episodes without a big budget cost, but shows are increasingly getting written and budgeted around how many episodes the story needs and not how many they need to fill every time slot that season. Very special episodes, where characters meet life-altering situations, drug addictions, teen pregnancy, gun violence, and then are back to being carefree the next episode. Who abandoned their core audience and paid the price for it. Little website called Dig did a major site refresh to increase site revenue without considering the impact and lost their entire user base to Reddit essentially overnight. Sci-Fi Channel. At some point there was no sci-fi on it. JCPenney changed their stores about 12 years ago to go after a cooler audience. Turns out the cool kids didn't want to shop there and loyal JCP shoppers didn't want to anymore either. They've been trying to undo this for years but still struggling. OnlyFans briefly banning sexually explicit material on their service. That's, like, your entire business model. Quora. There were excellent groups with intelligent discussions. Then it became monetized and people submitted hundreds of questions a day. What time does the Walmart close in Boise? My 16 years old came home with an A, so I took away their phone for 6 months.